Yes. 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 Good morning, everybody. How are we doing this lovely morning? It's definitely more lovely than the last time we tried doing this, I can tell you that. Mic check, mic sounding good. What's up, Adam? How you doing, man? Popping off just in time. Just ran in the door and sat down here. Dealing with more car woes, man. I tell you what, I just got my car back. Just got my car back from the repair shop on Friday. And we're already back out there. That's kind of a bummer. So, instead of suffering through the agony of potentially another Jeep Compass, I borrowed my dad's minivan. So I'm not sure how much better that is, but minivans are dope, bro. Oh, what's up, Junk? So I hit I think it's been about a month ago. I hit a semi tire and wheel laying on the highway. I was driving to work, so it was dark. Like, I just crested a hill, and by the time I realized what was in the road, I didn't have time to do anything. Okay, I'll tell more on that story in a minute. But I didn't have time to react because it was dark. It was over the crest of a hill. The tire was black. I had a car next to me in the other lane, so I couldn't get over there. I'm not sure I would have had time to anyway. So it was basically decide if I wanted to straddle it or hit it with the wheels, and decided to straddle it, and did initially what they thought was like $3,800 worth of damage, which turned into $4,900 after they got to digging into it and working on it, and got it back on Friday because it tore up a bunch of stuff. It ruined the engine cradle, upper and lower radiator supports, and everything else. It did a pretty good number on it because it was like sitting hub side up, you know, how like the semi wheels are dished, because it was a tire and wheel. The you know, it was dish, and so the dished side was up, so it just demolished the bottom side of my car. I got it all fixed, and squirrel. I got it all fixed, and then went and picked it up on Friday, and I'm having some more issues out of it that I think is related to that. It's kind of making like some weird sounds coming from the bottom side of the car. So like the car's an all-wheel drive, and when I hit the tire and wheel, my front wheels came up in the air. Like I was skiing on that wheel going down the road for probably a good 200 or 300 feet before it finally dislodged itself and came out the bottom. And being an all-wheel drive car, my front wheels were trying to stop and my back wheels were still going. So I'm guessing I burned something up in there somewhere. So back out there to see what they think about that. Not what I was looking forward to. But sometimes that's what you got to do. But no, I did not hit a bird. It's so funny, man. It's funny you say that. That's a good story for the podcast. I'll just save it, but I'm going to tell it now. This got me cracking up. So we, was it 2 birds or was it 3, Junk? I can't remember. I think it was 2. It was 2. It was 2 birds. So Junk and I were riding to a tournament together and cruise along doing our thing, and we merge onto the highway, getting into Jeff City, and this bird was just standing in the middle of the lane. He was just sitting there chilling. Cars whizzing by, and he's just like standing there, not moving. And yeah, that's right. Yeah. Because the other one, I forgot about that. The other one was driving back from Sullivan. So the bird was standing there in the road, and just like we got right up on it, and then at the last second it decided it just like wanted to jump, and we smashed that bird. It hit and went rolling up the windshield, and it was almost like he decided, like, now's my time. He just decided to jump and go ahead and finish himself. So we smoked that bird, and then we go down to Sullivan, play a tournament. I had to leave early and go to work, so I'm winding back through some of the back roads. There's no good way to get to Sullivan. If anybody's played in Sullivan, Missouri, there's really not like a really good way to get there. So I'm winding through some back roads on the way back, and dude, I hit another one. I hit another bird. I could not believe it. Then it was Jamestown junk. I hit another one in Jamestown. Don't forget about that one. So I'm driving back from Jamestown, which is like way out in BFE, weaving through some of the roads there, and like a turkey like swooped down from a tree because it was dark. The turkey swooped down from the tree, and I just like smoked it, went flying way up in the air, and the last thing, it was dark, so it was the last thing I saw was the bird come down and then go right back up. Because I forgot about the second bird I hit on that day in Sullivan, because I was thinking of the turkey. But yeah, so I hit 3 birds in like a matter of 3 months. It's probably why this Cadillac I've got is just like hating life right now. It's like, nah, like this dude hits everything. I'm not going with him, because I hit a freaking semi-tire and wheel. Almost hit a deer the other night. Driving to work, as usual, in the dark. And yeah, Virgil, you're right. I need to get on the day shift, I guess, and get all these night commutes. This deer comes running up out of the field, so I get over because I didn't have time to slow down again. And at the last second, like, he goes to stop. He's on the road, and he goes to stop, and like he plants his feet, and I was just like waiting for him to hit the side of my car, and he never did. But I'm just a bad luck magnet right now. Probably shouldn't even be sitting here podcasting. I'm probably gonna get struck by lightning here pretty soon. What's up, John? How you doing, man? Yeah, Eric, bird killer. I guess you could say that for sure. I tell you what, I kill a chicken. Kill a chicken breast, that is. Love me some chicken breast. Probably gonna get off here and eat some of that. So how's everybody doing? We got a little bit of a crowd here. How's everybody doing this morning on this beautiful Thursday morning? They are working on building houses in my subdivision that is developing out here where I live, and that's going to be real great for day sleeping. Another reason I should probably go to day shift, huh? I've had a couple opportunities to go to day shift, but it just hasn't worked out. I don't like the whole like leave every night, leave the family at home thing. And so it works out like one of the kids are sick, they can just stay home with me, and that stuff is really convenient. But I haven't had a chance to go to day shift yet and not like lose money. So that's kind of the main motivating factor there. That and any opportunities to like move up into like leadership or management or anything is all going to be on night shift for the most part. So I'm kind of hanging out, waiting for some of that too to maybe break loose. I wouldn't mind doing that. I think it'd be kind of a cool gig to get into. But we'll see what breaks loose from it. Raining in central New York. That sucks. Got plenty of that last week. I put some grass seed down in my backyard, and I was doing a really good job keeping it watered and everything, like waiting for it to come up. And then we had like 2-3 freaking monsoons come through here and washed all my damn seed away. So I guess I'm gonna have to go get some straw, put the seed down, and then put some straw down. So that sucks. Good thing grass seed is cheap, right? Is anybody playing ball anywhere this weekend? Who all's going to the smoke show out in Hoosier? Where is that? Topeka now, I think is where they moved it to, if I remember correctly. Let's see here. Yeah, okay. So Topeka for the upper. Crazy Human is San Antonio, Texas. The humidity in the South is wild. You know, it's not like, you know, people in the South always say, no, it's humid down here. You guys don't know anything about this humidity. And I'm gonna tell you something. Like, it gets humid as hell here too, but the difference is in the South, the humidity never goes away. Like, it could be midnight, pitch black outside, and dude, you feel like you could cut the air with a freaking knife. It's so thick. Now, like up here, I say up here, but in like Missouri compared to like Alabama or something like that, where I had been, the humidity just stays around all the time. But up here, the humidity does go away at night, but it comes right back in the morning, usually sometimes earlier than others, but usually by 10 or 11 o'clock, you're hating life again. At least you get somewhat of a break from it. So CJ, are you guys going to the shit show, you call it? Are you guys going out there? Brian Banks got a 2-day senior tournament. What are you swinging in senior ball? Brian, tell us what's the good senior stick. I know the Dudleys are popular. The Mikens are gaining some traction, but man, if it was me, I'm swinging that Adidas Melee 2 as hard as I can, as many times as I can. I'm telling you right now. The Suncoast Max. Okay. So yeah, I guess that's right. Yeah, because Suncoast technically took over Adidas. If I remember correctly, that is. So yeah, that'll be cool. If we get rained out for baseball, I'll be in Topeka this weekend. Oh, shoot. I need to look and see who all is going to Topeka. That's what I ought to do instead of sitting here asking everybody. I mean, let's just look. You want to? Oh yeah. So yeah, CJ, that's kind of the weird thing. So that's on Saturday. So I think I know the plan originally was. I know the plan originally was for it to start like Saturday afternoon-ish, and then go into Sunday. And I was going to try and go, but it just doesn't jive up with my work schedule, because my Monday is technically going in at Sunday night at 11:30. So it's going to be kind of one of those weird, like, play ball all day and then go to work things, because you're not really going to have time to sleep, because it's a 2.5 hour drive back home. Because I tried that one time. Speaking of Sullivan, that's when I did it. I went and played softball in Sullivan until I just absolutely could not be there anymore and had to drive back for work. I gave myself barely enough time to shower and get clocked in, because I got showers there at work. And that was by far the most miserable I have ever been at work. I guess it's because I working nights, you spread yourself thin just to be able to hang out and do certain things. But you just staying up all day usually isn't a big deal for me. Like, as long, if there's something going on, like around the house, or if we're going somewhere for a Saturday, like I'll stay up. I can stay up all day and go to work. I'll be tired as hell when I get off. But I guess it's just different when you go play softball all day long and then drive back and try and go to work. I was just miserable. Thankfully, we weren't super busy, so it just kind of like slide off to a dark corner somewhere for a few minutes and gather myself. But man, it was brutal. I'll never do it again. So that was the deciding factor on not going out there. And I don't know if the bracket changed when they went to Topeka. Let's see. Jordan, you're not playing with Bash at all this year? I didn't know. I haven't seen you in a minute. We haven't really got a chance to catch up or anything. I knew you're not. So you're not playing with Bash. Are you doing league ball or anything? I'm playing league tonight. You got to come down. Let's see. Oh yeah, Virgil says getting that ruckus. So yeah, the ruckus, man. So I don't understand where the hype came from on that bat. I'm gonna guess it's just like anything. When they came out, I thought they were good. At the time, the ST100Hs, which is a Helmer, the 100H Helmer, when those were still fetching really good money, and I thought at the time that the Adidas Ruckus was basically a poor man's Helmer. I mean, it had the same feel to it. It had the same weighting to it. It had the same, decent early performance, but still very durable and going to get really good when it breaks in. And, they just never really caught on. They were very expensive at the time. I think it was like $240 or $250 for a no return. And I don't even think there was an option to buy warranty at the time that I did the review on the one I did the review on. And they just kind of fell off the map. You used to see one every now and then all of a sudden out of nowhere, they're fetching stupid money on the Facebook pages, and you see people swinging them everywhere and handing them around. And I don't know if I think if I would guess, it was one of those deals where they got cheap. People started kind of buying them up because it was a cheap bat. You know, people love cheap bats. So, you know, they buy them cheap. You can just kind of swing it for giggles and realize, damn, this thing ain't bad. And then all of a sudden, next thing you know, people are starting to hype them up. People are starting to buy them. And now you're getting them selling for $200 used again. It's it's crazy how the bat market works. A very unique thing, I will say that. Okay. Sorry, I'm dealing with them. I just got an email about my car here. So, Jordan says he's not playing ball anymore. Riding the wife's coattail. That's all right, man. Hey, she's got a good team. She's a good little ball player. She got a good team. I can see getting down with that, spending a weekend doing that. I could totally do it, but Emily's terrified to play women's. She likes playing ball. She likes playing ball to have fun. She does not like when things get super, super competitive. So that's not really like her cup of tea. So she's not really wanting to do a whole lot. We was gonna go try and play a tournament last weekend, and then I ended up working some mandatory overtime, so that sucked. Yeah, Eric, it is like the old Dudley. The Adidas is like the old Dudley. You just beat the poo out of them, and they get really good. The Dudley senior bats are great, man. I don't know. I take that back. Well, I guess the Dudley Doom line came out last year, and surprisingly good. Talk about a sleeper bat. That is definitely the sleeper bat. I'm not 100% sure why they can't make a good one-piece. Not that there's anything against a two-piece bat. The two-piece bats are good, but they just now came out with a good U-Trip bat, and it was a two-piece. They tried making the one-piece Dudleys and for U-Trip, and they were just not good. Just flat out. Super, super durable, but they just never got good. They never felt good. Super soft, sweet spot. It's just crazy to me how they can make a senior bat be so good and then just kind of like swing and miss on the U-Trip. I thought their ASA stuff was decent, though. Yeah, I did like. I always love an ASA bat that can hit the hard ball, and that is definitely one of the ASA bats that could do that. They'll take whatever you throw at them. So Jordan, so that was actually on my list. I'll go ahead and talk about it. Jordan is asking the thoughts on the 240 performance at the major this weekend. Oh, can you get a birthday shout out? Of course you can get a birthday shout out. Happy birthday, my man. Hey, everybody tell that man happy birthday. Right now. I'm not saying a word until somebody else says happy birthday to this man. Actually, that's a lie. I will say another word, but it's going to give me a second to look up this bracket that I've been sitting here trying to talk about while you all tell that man happy birthday. Hope you have a good one, my man. Are you doing anything today? No, Mike, not a lot of the ASA bats can handle the harder stuff anymore. So that's kind of why I like to... I have a soft spot for them because, like, we still play some pretty off-the-wall stuff around here where you can swing pretty much whatever you want and hit whatever ball you want. Ordering a new bat? What you getting? This man getting him a... Yeah, the Anarchies hit the hard ball well, too. Getting himself a bat for his birthday, man. How about that? What are you going to get? Something good. And it better be from headbangersports.com. You hear me? We must pay homage to him. Let's see. Finding this here bracket. So, I got distracted though. My thoughts on the 240 bats for the weekend. I do know that there was lots of complaints about the 240 as far as like from a spectator standpoint. There's not as many home runs hit at the major. I think last I saw, DW said that there was like 100 less home runs hit than there was last year at the major. And I get that there's going to be less home runs. It's a lesser standard, and just from a handful of swings that I put on them and the experience that I've had with them and hearing people that I trust talk about them, it's not going to be as forgiving as a 220 bat either. Sometimes I think that's what made the 220 bats so good was, dude, there were so many bats out there. Like I swear to you, you could spin it around and hit a ball off the handle and still find a way to get the sweet spot with it. That was one thing that I thought made the 220s just absolutely absurd, was the fact that, especially like the big barrel Micans, even some of the short barrel stuff too, even some of the short barrels felt like you could just hit it off anywhere on the bat and get good performance. And who knows, maybe the 240s will loosen up, and maybe as the 240 technology evolves, it'll get to be something more forgiving. But it's going to be a bat, as far as right now goes, it's going to be a bat that's going to make you earn your hits, and your big guys are still going to hit like big guys. And, you're going to have I won't say small guys. There's really no small people in the conference. Everybody's a freaking donkey. But, your guys that aren't your premier home run hitters are going to have to really get one to get a home run. And to me, that's kind of how the game should be. I've talked about before how, like, if I was going to start my own sanction, I would use 52 300s and move the bases back just to make it a little more of a defensive game. So I didn't mind the more defensive game and the fact that there was less home runs, because it's more base hitting. It's more earning your hits. I'm 100% here for that. And even at the major level, like hitting the stadiums and everything, like you didn't see a ton of. I do know there was still a couple of pitchers that were hit over the weekend, I believe. But even from going back to watching the stuff like the Vegas major, and then some of the ball that I watched from this past weekend, which I watched quite a bit of softball this past weekend, the completely defenseless pitcher is no longer a thing, and I really like that. And it's not even like me being a pitcher or anything else. It's just from a safety standpoint. I know like a lot of guys that are, not in a position to worry about it. Like I'm not a director. I'm not I'm nothing. I'm just a player. And a lot of players don't care about player safety. They're all trying to hit a ball harder, hit a ball further, hit a ball harder than the last one. But maybe it's just from being around the game for so long, but I don't mind the bats being dulled down a little bit, just because it evens the playing field and makes it a little more defensive, like I talked about. And there's just no longer, like, you don't feel completely defenseless on the mound, at least from what I've seen. I didn't see any pitchers just get last year you would see countless pitchers just get absolutely undressed. Pitchers getting balls hit off their helmets and everything else. And I'm not saying that that's not going to happen with this 240 standard, but I feel like we're going to see a lot less of it. And I think that it's good going with the 240 standard. You go with the Pro M ball, so you get a better ball, and the bat is kind of tamed down because of that. It's just a good balance. I really dig the direction that some of this is going. And I know that's an unpopular opinion, but it's my opinion, and that's where I feel about it. Adam. Adam says the game has become more athletic. I do agree with that. It's going to even last year, bat standards aside, the game is becoming so much more athletic. Like you look back at Mike, if you're subscribed to Mike Masinko on YouTube, he's got some videos of some throwback videos of like some of the older guys, back in like the early 90s and stuff, playing softball. And don't get me wrong, those guys were still good athletes even then, but there's a lot of beer guts and a lot of big dudes. And conference ball these days, that same level of softball these days is dudes with shoulders twice the size of their waist, and people with, just big yoked dudes. I'm not saying everybody's, roided out or anything else. Not even saying that. It's just better athletes. It's caught on more. You get a lot of former college baseball players and former MLB or former minor league players, all looking for a way to still compete, and a lot of them end up there. So the game has just evolved in that aspect, and you got some big dudes. You got some good athletes. It's becoming more of an athletic thing, and the athletic thing is going to pay off on the defensive side of the ball as well. Yeah, CJ is correct. A better, harder ball will lead to better hops, more true hops, and it's also going to fly better. As far as the one thing that kind of gets me with the 52s is they do fly weird. I will say that. I know I'm a big fan of the 52-300 ball, but they do fly weird. The wind really gives those balls some fits. If you're looking to hit into the wind at all, like if you're playing on a field and the wind is blowing in and you're hitting 52s, you're just about going to have to change your strategy when it comes to hitting more than you normally would, because the wind is just going to parachute the ball. The 52-300s are a little bit lighter than, say, a Classic M or Pro M or an NSA 44-400, so it's going to be affected a lot more by the wind. And that also holds true when it comes to pitching. Like, I've thrown some just disgusting pitches with even just a little bit of a crosswind or a little bit of wind in my face as a pitcher with a 52-300, because it's light. So if you get it up there, you throw a knuckleball and you get it up into that breeze and just let it float around. Now the problem is they die. They'll just die straight to the ground, but they're going to be doing some weird shit when they die and go to the ground too. Let's see. Freddie says, do you think the Anarchy bats take longer to break in, like 1,000 hits or so? Yeah, it seems like they do, just from a little bit of experience I've had with their U-Trip stuff. Their ASA stuff, I do know is good out of the wrapper. It really is. It's good out of the wrapper, and it gets even better the more you swing it. And to say you could put 1,000 hits on an Anarchy, at least the ASA stuff with ASA balls is very practical. I think there's multiple people with thousands of hits on those ASA Anarchies, and they're still doing great. The X-Core technology, that is. I don't know anything about their low compression stuff. I don't even know if they make the low compression stuff anymore. I know they did for a hot minute, and it didn't really seem to catch on. I think the X-Core stuff is still where it's at with the Anarchy. Now, Freddie, you're good, man. We're talking about... right now, we're talking about how the 240 bats kind of affected the major this past weekend. A lot less scoring, a lot less home runs, but I'm here for it. Like I said, it makes it into a more defensive game, makes it a more strategic game. It's not a game 100% relying on technology anymore. And there's still going to be an athletics standpoint that you're going to have to try and maintain there. So let's see. We got 20 teams. Okay. Man. Okay, so let me see if I can get this pulled up here. Hopefully this goes better than the last time I tried to do this. Move, yes, add. Hey, we're in. Oh, kind of. Gotta come over here. Smash this dude down so he'll fit in the window. Then we can come back over here and do a little more surfing. Surfing, y'all, surfing. So let's see, Game Center. This is for the champion, basically the open division, which is what Sonic is playing in. So yeah, it is definitely still going to be a Saturday and into mid-Sunday thing. Looks like it's starting at 2 o'clock on Saturday. I kind of thought maybe I didn't realize, did they just move that division out there, or did they move the entire tournament out there? That they would need to do that. I do know. I think they gave some more home runs as well, since this ballpark is kind of smaller. So yeah, there's a whole bunch of Saturday games. Looks like games run until 10 o'clock on Saturday, and that's assuming everything stays on time. And we all know how that is. But then be a decent amount of games on Sunday as well. Championship is scheduled for 1 o'clock. Yeah, that's it's scheduled for 2 o'clock. If game's 2 o'clock. Huh, cool. So yeah, good luck to everybody out there this weekend. Let's see who all is going. Why don't we? I know I just had that screen pulled up, but I didn't really pay attention to it. So, Junk, tell me though, if Jacob says that just the division is going to Topeka, so why don't they start it at a normal time then? Or do they have something to do with the umpire scheduling? So let's see. See who's playing in the men's open here. Oh, so the co-eds are going to be out there. Okay. So what are they doing? So the co-ed is going Friday night into Saturday as well. Okay, I'm following you now. So it was the whole division, men's and co-ed, moving out there. I forgot about the co-ed thing. Okay, so that makes more sense. Oh, Johnny Too Good and Jay McLovin out here making some pickup teams. Love seeing that. Sightman's going to show up. Sightman's got a pretty salty little squad. Got Synergy showing up. He's going to have some hitters. He always does. Your ad here. Love that. That's funny. So Brian Transport would be there. We knew they would be there. Oh, got the HV Sports team out here. Dirty showing up. Throwing shade. That's who Sonic's got to start the day. Decent little C team there. KC Stars. APS was, I think, if I remember correctly, I think APS was D last year. We went up to C and making some noise there. Elusive will be there. Elusive having a pretty decent year there, it looks like, as far as overall record goes. The Respect, the Regulators, Sonic, Too Smooth, Second Chance, Pioneer Auto. Ooh. Pioneer Auto, the D team. Gonna jump in the upper here. Interesting. Creeping. I'm creeping. So I wonder. Sorry, I'm creeping. Forgive me. Okay. So anyway, let's be done with that. So that'll be a pretty decent weekend then. All right. So one thing, I don't know, I'm sure a lot of you have social media, follow social media, and did see the news and at least know of Kristin Dowling. Kristin Dowling was a major player at the women's level. She was one of the best ambassadors in the game for the lower levels, for the women's level. Even had some impact with the conference level stuff as well, in just the game in general, with Combat and Easton. She wrote out the transition from Combat to Easton and did everything she could to make Easton the brand that it is today. She did pass away on Monday I don't know, and I don't care cause of death wise. I mean, it's, I don't know if she was sick. I've heard rumor that she was. Regardless of the fact, the game lost a great person and a great ambassador to the game. Like I said, that was the biggest thing. So years ago, when I was still big time into the combat stuff, and I believe it was right after the stamp change, Combat did what they called the Derby Boys Advisory Staff. So basically, you buy into a program, and they would send you a handful of bats with unlimited returns, so you could take them out and pass them around, let people try them, beat them up, swing them to death, and it was pretty cool. I think I did it for 2 years, and it was pretty cool to be a part of. And Don Cooper this was all back when softball fans was still very much a thing, and Don Cooper was very involved in that program, as well as Kristin Dowling. And Kristin was not afraid to talk to anybody on the phone. And for that matter, Don Cooper's not either. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying Coop's not approachable. He totally is. He'll talk to anybody that'll talk to him. I love Coop. I love the interaction. Like, if you have a question, he'll answer it. He's an open book. You don't even have to pry on him. He'll just start talking. I love it. And Kristin meant a lot for the brand, and she was, man, and they were going through what they were going through. Their backs were kind of against the wall, starting into the downfall of Combat the brand, and she was still an open book. She would still take calls. She would still, I've talked to her on the phone several times doing part of this advisory staff stuff, whether it came to returns or just general questions, or if she had questions about some of the stuff we had been doing, just trying to help us out, maybe help us out with the demos and give us some ideas and that kind of thing. She was super cool, always super helpful, and it sucks to see that she has passed. She was inducted into the UTRIP Hall of Fame in 2019, and she 100% deserved to be there. 100%. And probably some of the cooler things that not only was she an ambassador for the game and all these other things too, man, I'm going to tell you something right now. She could hit. She'd go out and have home run derbies with the boys. And I talked to Lex, the guy who has most of her content, and just cleared it with him just to make sure that, I unlike other content creators who will not be named, at least try and get permission to use original content. I'm going to his channel and pulling up his videos, so I wanted to at least get it cleared and say, hey, do you mind if I use your videos in my podcast this morning while we talk about CD for a little bit? And he said absolutely, go for it. So we're going to pull up a little bit of her action here, and just give you guys an idea on the things that she was capable of. Man, it was super impressive to watch, and she always got respect. Man, she always got respect at the field from everybody there. Everybody there was I don't know. I just can't say enough good things about her. I really can't. It sucks that she has passed.
Good night.
Just a little bit for me. Oof, forget about it. And the cool thing with this is, she wasn't just a one-trick pony. I mean, she could hit. She could work the ball around. She was a very much an offensive powerhouse in the women's game. It's just super impressive to watch her hit. Oh crap! Still seeing the BP Hero logo. Well, I'm sitting here admiring. I don't know what you guys are doing. There we go. Sorry about that. Here, I'll even start it over. I got excited because the video was playing. Thanks for somebody saying something so I didn't sit here and watch this whole video. There we go. Now we got you going, boys. Just in time, too. Could absolutely hit it, man. She was actually the first woman. She hit in the men's major home run derby as well. We'll pull that one up here in a minute. She actually hit in the men's major home run derby as well. But it's just cool to see that, you know, a lot of times guys are up here hitting, doing their thing, and you know, when it comes to guys hitting, you know, everybody just kind of mingles and walks around and wanders around. I mean, this crowd was going to be here regardless, don't get me wrong. But, you know, everybody stopped what they were doing to watch her hit. She was just good at it, man. She's got a good swing. Very, very efficient swing. Oof. I did always. She used to travel the country, doing some stuff for combat, and I think she did a little bit for Easton at first. I really wanted the opportunity to kind of meet up with her, and I really wanted to have her on for a podcast. You know, it's one of those things, coulda, shoulda, woulda, you know, wish I did. I wanted to have her on for a podcast. I shared a little bit. I would share her stuff on the BP Hero Facebook page, and she would drop me a message, you know, hey, you know, thanks for sharing and give me a little bit of love. So that was always cool. And I always thought it'd be cool to hang out with her and chat with her and hit with her. Super, super fun. Yeah, she's Brian. She no doubt, with, you know, she'll pimp him. She'll get him out there with the arm raise. That's what she knows she's got it. Now, I've been guilty of doing that a time or two. God, those balls are just absolutely destroyed. Ooh. Shit on. That's what I'm saying, man. Everybody stopped what they were doing to watch her hit every time. There's big Frank Henry.
If you're trying to lose belly fat, stop doing cardio. This sounds backward.
Stop doing cardio, girl. Go back and search us up another good one here. This one's from DW. Hey, you see what she's swinging, y'all? You see what she's swinging? Got that OG combat avarice in there. Love those bats. Yeah, Eric, you're absolutely right. Got to have someone lay them in there. AP, get her some good ones here. Got to lay them in there so you can get in the groove for sure. That's you know, I give Brian so much credit when he comes and pitches BP to me and everything else. Like, you know, dude, I'm telling you, it's so nice to have a good pitcher. It makes shooting reviews easy. It makes me having a good round easy. You know, pitchers don't get enough credit when it comes to stuff like that. At the stadium. at the stadium. First swing. Get it out of there. Who needs warm-ups anyway? We usually listen to the crowd, man. Listen to the crowd. She put on a show everywhere she went. And I'll tell you something. Softball players can be assholes sometimes, but she never got anything but respect. Yeah, Brian, they did have the, she played for combat. They did have the Derby Girls back in the day. They had the Derby Girls, and I want to say maybe one other women's bat. I can't remember now. That ball is destroyed, too. I can't remember. You're testing my memory now. But I know they had the Derby Girls. The Derby Girls was actually really good, too. So that, and I want to say maybe even Easton made a bat for the kind of the Derby Girls on the women's side too, if I'm not mistaken. Or maybe it was just a Kristin Dowling signature bat. I can't remember 100% for sure. Yeah, those fences are 330 down the line and 400 sitter. I mean, that's the stadium. That is the stadium that the boys are hitting on. The Lady Virus was not a. The Lady Virus was actually a fast pitch bat, Eric. So, oh yeah. Brian, yes, they did. They had a combat dirty. I think they had a, I can't remember the specific name of it, but it was basically a dirty for the ladies as well. That is what it was. But no, Eric, the Lady Virus was a fast pitch bat actually that kind of caught on in the slow pitch world just because of how good it was. That is one bat I wish I got to try, but I never did. And I want to say that those only came in 33 inch as well. Yeah, Jordan knows what's up. So I want to say those only came in 33 inch as well. They had the Lady Virus. The Virus fast pitch was good too. I got my wife one of the Virus fast pitches. Those came in 34 inch. But I don't remember if the Lady Virus came in at 34 or not. Dude, check that out. Check that out, dude. Shooting. Oh my gosh. Dude, that's a shot. I mean, that's a 400-foot fence out there. And look at the people just loving it, loving the show. Yeah. She's hitting them on the track. Oh yeah, see you in hell, ball. That's nuts, man. It's so awesome. So this is her second round. The crowd's still eating it up. The crowd is still eating it up just the same as they were the first round. God. No, she ain't hitting no girls' balls this round. She's hitting the boys' stadiums. Oof. Oh. Hey, don't worry, that's still killing somebody on the third baseline.
But how can I not speak to a groundbreaker here? How has the whole experience been for you so far?
You know, I'm shaking. It's unbelievable. Thank you very much. This is a celebration of softball, and to do it here, it's unbelievable with all y'all's support. Thank you very much.
Well, you're so impressive. And do us all a favor if you would. Kristin, when you hit those home runs, we see the gesture, the fist in the air. Can we see it again? Ladies and gentlemen, from Kansas, Michigan, Kristin Dowling, thank you so much. Our groundbreaking.
Love it, man. I just love it. That's good stuff right there. It is very unfortunate that she is no longer with us. The softball community lost a good one. There's no doubt about that. Thoughts and prayers to her family and friends and everybody involved there. I know her and Coop were very close, and you just don't want to see anybody go through any of that stuff anyway. But for Coop to lose someone that was very close to him and everything else it was a bad situation all around. So one last thing, just before we get finished up here, I'm going to go back and catch up with the chat here. I know when we got started on that adventure there was some people asking questions. Let's see if I can find them. Maybe. I'm trying. Oh, here we go. Found it. So Aggie21 says, I got a question. What is your opinion on mid-season bumps? For example, say a league team playing together for years, never played travel ball, all previous college players then take their team into travel ball and dominate in E. I'm talking multiple tourneys with no losses and run ruling a majority of the teams. So I'm not opposed to mid-season bumps because when it comes to E, that I guess that can be a little bit of a sticky situation because especially in this case, they are completely inexperienced, but at the same time, divisions are divisions for a reason. So if they are completely blowing through the competition, whether they never played softball in their life or not, and they have no losses, winning multiple tournaments and killing teams, yeah, you got to move them up. I mean, you can't feel bad about it either. I mean, there's levels in softball for a reason, and it's clear that they are ready for the next level. That would be like saying I could take 10 MLB guys that have never had a U-Trip ranking and put them in E-ball. I mean, yeah, theoretically on paper you can do that, but after the first couple tournaments when you just demolish everybody, it is up to the umpire's discretion to bump you, and that is 100% what would happen. That happened to a team around here. They were steamrolling through the D bracket, and you can't kick a team. I guess theoretically you can do whatever you want if you're the director, but they basically just said, look, to the team and said, look, they steamrolled the D bracket. They said, look, this is your last tournament as D. You will be C tomorrow. So, I mean, they have that ability and 100% have that right. And I think maybe, I don't know what all went into the director's decision as far as this local situation goes. I do know that they were formerly a C team, appealed to D, but I don't know, player-wise what they had or roster-wise or anything else. But if a team is running through a division like that in multiple tournaments and taking no losses, definitely move them up. There's no doubt about that. Yeah, Eric, I may have to have Coop back on for the podcast. I did a phone interview with Coop years ago, and that was, I still listen to it from time to time. Just Coop's such a great person to talk to. His insights are always good. And like I said, he's an open book. He's not the type you've got to pry for answers. You ask a question, and he will just keep talking and talking and talking. And it's not like he's wasting your time by talking. I'm meaning like giving you insights and filling you with knowledge of whatever the question was you had. He's going to tell you everything he knows before he's done and ready for the next question. I absolutely love that about listening to Coop when he did the live broadcast and the phone interview that I had with him. The same thing, like you ask one question and he would, it's not like a yes or no question or directly answer the question and move on. He's going to answer the question and everything about the question and cover everything that his thoughts are on whatever topic it is. I love that. just in general, when it comes to being someone that can be interviewed, it always makes it easy when it's someone you can know that you're going to get some good quality answers out of and some in-depth answers. Coop does a great job of that. I may have to see if he's willing to come on for another one here soon. I'm actually going to start implementing in some guests. CJ kind of broke the ice for me there last week. Made me realize how easy it can be to host someone through Facebook once you get your audio issues worked out. So I did enjoy having CJ on last week. If he's still here, thanks again for jumping in last week. It's nice to not sit here and be the only one talking sometimes. I will say that. Hopefully you guys enjoyed CJ on the podcast, because I know I did. CJ's a cool dude, and it was always good to have him on. So covering some more questions here, just kind of scrolling down through here. Talking about the old lady virus. Disney was an awesome place. Yeah, Jason Swabby says she always made it a point to stand up to the bullies in the softball community. There'd be no bullying on her watch. Yeah, 100%. 100%. I remember she would, you know, when you're on Softball Fans, you know, it's just a forum. You're going by a username. You know, a lot of people wouldn't realize, you know, they were talking to a woman. Somebody would be a jerk, and she would turn around and fire it right back to him. You know, she's not going to, you know, put up with that stuff. And that's another cool thing about her, man. I mean, she's, you know, treat people how you want to be treated. That's how you should live your life anyway. But she's going to hold you accountable for that. Let's see. Did I see the ranking for the tournament? No, I don't. No, I didn't. I haven't seen it. Was that something that was on the U-Trip page that I missed, or is that something that's somewhere else on social media? Send me a link to it. Oh, what's up, Jordan C? Stopping in, catching the end of it. What's up, dude? Yeah, Eric, I wouldn't be surprised if Easton doesn't put out a special edition bat to honor her. Of course, we know who it's going to be an exclusive through, but I'll make an exception there, and swing that one for sure when that comes out. I'm sure it will. Oh, okay. You're just talking like power rankings. Okay, I see what you're saying now. I thought you meant he gave his own personal thoughts on who would be where. So Freddie, Harvey's playing with MPT now. So Dan Smith folded. And majority of their players split up and went a few different places. I know that the Sonny's Proton team ended up with a decent amount of them, and I think the rest went to MPT. So I'm not sure, 100% sure what happened with the whole Dan Smith thing. I don't have insight on that. But Dan Smith decided he wanted to no longer sponsor a major team and backed out. So those guys were free to go wherever they wanted at that point. Mike, oh yeah, thank you, Mike, for bringing that up. Any reviews coming soon? So yeah, we will have some reviews coming soon. I'm going to try and get some filming done this weekend. I did get a somewhat clean bill of health on my shoulder, so we're going to be good to go there. I'm going to put the first swings on it since 3 weeks ago. I'm going to do that tonight. It was feeling pretty decent, and then what's it, Friday, dude? I'm saying this on the internet. So it's embarrassing. Friday, I'm like, my shoulder's been bothering me. It's feeling better. It was still sore and still giving me a little bit of mobility issues. And I was changing a trash bag, and I went to you got to like shake out a trash bag, right? And I went to shake the trash bag out, and dude, something in my shoulder popped, which turned out to be. My best guess is I must have dislocated my clavicle, which is collarbone. Dude, I have never had a pain like that in my life, ever. I can tolerate pain pretty good. I've played baseball with stitches in the bottom of my foot from getting cut with some metal spikes as a catcher. I caught a doubleheader, and I played through all kinds of other dumb injuries and dumb shit, and it had my decent amount of pain. I got hit in the face with a softball, and I was more worried about, bleeding everywhere than I was the pain I was in, as I got the roof of my mouth and 2 teeth knocked out. The pain wasn't a factor. The factor to me was, oh shit, I'm bleeding everywhere. So I feel like I have a pretty good threshold of pain, and that was by far the worst pain I've ever been in. Like, it was making me sick to my stomach. It hurt that bad. And, so that was a pretty big setback, and it was a whole different separate set of issues from the issues that I was having to begin with. Kind of from what I gathered, the shoulder itself was compromised turns out it was a bicep tendon, they said. I just had an appointment for it yesterday. Said that basically it might be a small tear in the bicep tendon, and it minimum probably bicep tendonitis. And then some weakness in the rotator cuff as well, which, he said the clavicle slipping out was probably because the shoulder was compromised anyway. So I've been pretty big setback from that, but finally feeling good again. I should say better. I'm not good. It feels better though. I have still some movement that I can't do without making it pretty angry, but we're going to go and take some league swings tonight and kind of see what happens and go from there, because I would like to get some reviews in. I got some 240 bats rolling in, so I'm excited to get some content going on those. So that was kind of a setback there, because I should have already had more stuff going, but you know how it be sometimes. Jordan, yeah, for sure. I'm down to hit Sunday. I don't think we have anything going on. Just shoot me a text and we'll see if we can get something lined up. Totally down to see Jordy. I haven't seen you in a minute, man. Maybe we'll go get some Pizza Hut Mexican afterwards or something, right? Oh, man. Music, you threw out your back? That sucks, man. Threw out your back, taking a shower, crawl around the house. Yeah. Yeah, dude, that sucks. That absolutely sucks. I remember I was sitting there trying to fluff that bag, and I gave it the first shake, and it didn't do what I wanted it to. So I gave it a great big old shake the second time, and dude, I'm telling you, I don't even know how to describe what happened to me. But it was awful. But we got through it. Got everything all lined back out, and we're gonna see what this thing does. We're gonna see if it'll go or blow tonight at league. That's for sure. At least I can still pitch. The upside is I can still pitch. Nothing underhand hurts, so I'm good to go on that aspect. I guess I could just stay there and try and draw walks, but we go to the ballpark to take daddy hacks. MLB The Show comes out tomorrow. I may have to see if I can hit that up, play that on some PC, maybe do like some home run derby stuff over on the Twitches for the people that do stop in at the Twitch channel. For those that don't know, I don't stream like on the regular. I'm not like freaking Nick Merckx or anything, but sometimes I do like to stream some video games or whatever else I'm doing. I'm going to start doing some streaming of some video editing stuff too. Just it's a chance for everybody to kind of hang out and see what goes on behind the scenes. And the thing I like about the Twitch is we can do the same thing we're doing here. We can all go hang out over on Twitch and bullshit and carry on while I play video games or do whatever it is I'm doing. Y'all can laugh at how bad I am at video games, and I'm an open book over there just the same as I am here. So I do like to use that platform as well sometimes. I've had people, not a lot, but sometimes people will see that I'm live and stop in and chat and ask some questions. Be an easy way to get an answer. So twitch.com/thebphero. Go follow along over there, and you never know when we might be live. Make sure you turn the notifications on. You should have them on over here too. So yeah, Brian, I am gonna be careful with the bicep strain. That sucks because I'm just how my work. I've been kind of lightly working out and kind of like what you may call pussyfooting around, trying to do what I can in the gym. And it was back day. Like my next day is supposed to be back day. And God, man, it's deadlift day, and I love, like, deadlifts is by far my favorite lift, and I am like dying to get some deadlifts in, and I just don't know that that's a good idea with this bicep tendon the way it is. I've seen lots of, I've thankfully never seen it in person. I've seen lots of videos of people blowing out a bicep trying to do a deadlift, and it's horrible. It's horrible to see. It's horrible to watch. It looks disgusting. So hopefully I don't have to deal with any of that. I don't know if I want to try and deadlift yet or not, because there's still like the hand down, palm out thing. I mean, it just puts pressure on the biceps. So not sure that that'll be a great idea, but I am going to take the swings kind of easy. I'm not going to take any swings that are going to make me try and pull the ball real hard, just because that's going to make more of an across the body motion with the arm, and it's not what I'm really looking for. I know you're going to have to, at some capacity, to take a swing, but it's probably just going to be work the left, center, and over kind of stuff. Maybe I'm probably just going to try and work on the right side swing, and still be able to take some swings that are going to help the team win. Brian Fish says, no, it's not a good idea. And I know what he's talking about. He's talking about the deadlifts. So I just, even doing some squatting, I did some back squats the other day. It's crazy. Even trying to do a handful of back squats, just the position that it puts your arm in and everything else. Like, it was not good. I did some light sets of that. And I started working up in weight, and I was like, ooh, that's not a good idea. So it sucks. I did a whole bunch of leg presses and that kind of thing. But it sucks. I hate being injured. We're going to get through it. We're going to get some content out for you guys, and it's going to be awesome. The station name on Twitch is, just go to Twitch and type in the BP Hero, and it'll come up for you there. Eric says, video your at-bats from the game. So I'm actually debating vlogging. I was thinking about just like vlogging, starting the whole day, since I'm podcasting today as well. But the car thing kind of threw everything off there. Nobody wants to watch me go drop a car off to get fixed. So I may still try and vlog tonight, because I think the family's going to go with me to the ballpark. I have the early game, so it works out, because I work about a half hour from my house, and I also play softball in that same town. So the early games, I can go play and come back home. So like some of the later games, like the 8:15 and 9:15 games, I'll go down there, play the game, and then go to work and clean up, and then, start my night from there. But this is the early game tonight, so I'm going to take the family down there with me. So it might be a little bit of vlog-worthy material. We'll have to see what's going on. But I do have to get some sleep before I head down there. So I think we're going to call it a podcast. Hour and 7 minutes worth of me absolutely rambling. I even think we almost hit, I have to look, I think we hit 30 viewers once. That might be a BP Hero podcast live record. Got up to 30 views. That's pretty dope. It's nice to see it growing. It was starting out around the 15 mark. Then it was up to 20. Now we hold about 25 to 27. And I think we hit 30 at one point here. So that's cool, man. I love watching this stuff grow. Even if it is slow, and even if it doesn't grow at all, man. I'm here to hang out with you guys, and you guys are here to hang out with me, and I love you for it. So thanks for stopping in and checking out the podcast. Swing hard in case you hit it. See you next Thursday.